Hello guys, I'm Kiri, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about Alfa Romeo 2600 Touring. This car is very rare Italian roadster. In total, Alfa Romeo built 2152 cars in left-hand drive and only 102 cars in right-hand drive. And this example is exactly a right-hand drive, which means the car in front of us is extremely rare. Was the most luxury Alfa Romeo car and of course most expensive. The car was based on the 2600 Berlina chassis with straight 6-cylinder engine and 5-speed manual gearbox. The Berlina 2600 was presented for the first time in 1962, but related to Alfa Romeo 2000, and this was the first Giorgetto Giugiaro design. Spider Alfa Romeo cars always been dream for many people, and always been part of Alfa Romeo history. 2600 Spider was introduced in 1963 with design by Carrozzeria Touring, very elegant, luxury and comfortable, but was the last design made for Alfa Romeo by Touring. Most of the cars went to the USA, especially the very cool and hot California state. Astonishing design, best Italian, fine leather, sporty and powerful 6-cylinder engine and very reliable for long trips. Exactly what the Americans love. Even the radio was the best on that time on the market, Becker. With this car, Alfa Romeo was going back into the big car market with the 6-cylinder 2600 engine. The company was toying with the idea of moving into the small car market as well, which was the strong side of the company. But the big engine was something different, something historical. Even since 1920s, they had the 6-inline engine with twin overhead camshafts. But also, Alfa Romeo 2600 was the last one to be fitted with the same double overhead cam engine. Early 1960s, 2.6 liter double overhead cam straight 6 matched to the 5-speed manual gearbox was dream configuration. Plus that was an Alfa Romeo, very Italian brand with tons of sports heritage. The engine producing 145 horsepower for the Spider and the Sprint version, when the 4-door saloon was 130 horsepower. Because instead of 2 carburetors, here we have 3 twin-choke horizontal carburetors Solex. This is a very significant car for the Alfa Romeo history. It's one of the most beautiful car ever, and the fact that was built in Carrozzeria Touring, easily we can say today Alfa Romeo 2600 Spider Touring is very desirable model. And don't forget, the competition on that time, 1960s, was very strong. Ferrari always been the top, Lamborghini was just to come on the market, Maserati of course, Aston Martin and many more. But Alfa Romeo always had something special, something to surprise the world. And mostly this was because of the design and the engine. The car was in production, as we said, from 1963 till 1965. And that was the time when the prestigious car makers were changing the models very often, because it was a fashion. But as well, to show off to the world, you can do something better. It's not gonna be easy today to have this car in your garage. They are not going often for sale because the owners just prefer to keep them, simply because they are very beautiful, and they are piece of art. And if someone wants to sell the car, the price is going to be very high, well over 100,000 euro, sometimes 150,000 euro, even more. 1960s was great time for Alfa Romeo, but then from the next decade the company went down. Car history is full of surprises. Many companies, born with the best of pedigree and brightest of hopes, end up in some time. Either they close their doors under the pressure of bankruptcy, or they find themselves swallowed up by greedy and more successful rivals. But the company still survives today. From 1970 to, let's say, 2010, we haven't seen something exciting from Alfa Romeo. The last few years we really can see some more nice models, and we hope there is a good time for the company. And exciting models like the car in front of us will soon be on the roads again. You can walk all day long around the car, just to watch the car, and never gonna get bored. Every line is so smooth, so elegant, every curve is nicely made. The best Italian designers and masters, the best workers been working very hard, so this car to last forever. If you put the car in the same room with Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa and Michelangelo's art, the attention to every of them will be the same. Just have a look at the forms, the lines. They even didn't put the very posh Borani wire wheels, probably for a reason. With the very simple steel wheels and hubcaps, the car looks very smooth and elegant. 1960s was the time for the chrome details. Most of the car manufacturers used chrome to make the final touches and finishes. This was as a fashion, but we need to say it was very cool. And here on this Alfa Romeo 2600 Spider Touring we have a lot. Chrome bumpers, grille, light surroundings, around the main indicators, and even the wing indicators, where the design of the chrome detail is made perfect with attention. The chrome rear number plate surrounding is looking very posh. Chrome mirrors, of course, and the windshield surrounding. We mentioned early the wheel hubcaps makes the car to look stunning. Double front headlights, but on top of each other, not like most of the cars next to each other. Again makes the car very distinctive and unique in her own way. Looks a bit aggressive even, despite the fact it's very elegant. And the hood scoop is not only there for showing off, it's effective. It guides the fresh air to the long 6-cylinder inline engine with double overhead cams. For Europe, this was a big size engine. Probably only the more powerful 6-cylinder inline engine on the same time was the 1963, the end of the production actually, Mercedes 300 SL Roadster with 250 horsepower. But this was a 3-liter and fuel injected. The same time Ferrari was making 3-liter engines, but V12, with 250-260 horsepower, except the 250 GTO models. But Ferrari was more concentrated on that time in the motorsport industry than the road cars. Anyway, it was 100 horsepower less than the Ferrari 250 GT California Spider, but the experience from both cars were similar, except of course the great V12 Ferrari carbureted sound. Also, the Alfa Romeo 2600 Spider had great sound, because this straight 6 engine, as we mentioned earlier, has double overhead cam and 3 twin carburetors. So the experience from both cars is amazing. Actually, all the Alfa Romeo cars, even the 4-cylinder engine cars, have a great sound. And this definitely is coming from the sports heritage and history of the brand. We know most of the Alfa Romeo cars are red, which is dated from the beginning of the sports career. Even today, most of the sporty and convertible cars are red. But this grey-silver Spider with black interior looks just amazing. The combination silver-black is very common for elegant cars, and this Alfa Romeo Spider is exactly this. As you can see, it's not very or super sporty. There are full-size back seats, so the car is designed for 4 people. You and your best friend and the girlfriends on the back seats. Or maybe we are wrong, because the car was very expensive for the time, so young people couldn't afford it. Better to say you and your wife and the 2 kids on the back. Sound more realistic. So the car was amazing for the Italian or French Riviera in Europe or the American ocean coast in America. As we mentioned earlier, the car Alfa Romeo Spider Touring, the same as the Ferrari 250 GT California Spider, was designed specifically for the North American market. That was understandable. The car was introduced just 18 years after the World War II, and Europe still was struggling from the war. The mass-produced car for the Italian market, let's say, was the iconic Fiat 500, which was affordable for most of the people, but not Alfa Romeo Spider Touring, was very expensive, and the best place or market was North America. Alfa Romeo 2600 Spider was capable of doing over 200 km per hour or 125 miles per hour, which was a great number for 1960s, and was one of the fastest roadsters back on the day, except some Ferrari, Maseratis and of course Mercedes 300 Roadster. The other car being messing around with this very elegant car were Jaguar E-Type and the successor of the Mercedes 300 SL, the Pagoda series 230, 250 and 280 SL. Let's say again this was the flagship of the Alfa Romeo cars, just 2255 were made, but just 102 in right-hand drive configuration between 1963 and 1965. It's just amazing car, absolutely astonishing, fantastic looking car from every angle. And we're gonna say again, in this combination, silver, black, the car is just amazing, very elegant, very posh, but very expensive again for the 1960s. Was very fast again, not many cars can reach that speed with this Alfa Romeo, but was just fantastic car. So this is just amazing example how in 1960s the car manufacturers were making beautiful and elegant cars. Very posh, very beautiful car. From every angle, really the car looks astonishing, amazing. Inside is just fantastic with this black leather. So guys, just have a look inside the car. It's absolutely astonishing, beautifully made. Not only outside the design was amazing, but inside as well, with this very beautiful steering wheel, Nardi. The clocks are amazing, speedometer and ref counter as well, surrounded by chrome details and other clocks as well. The gear stick is very near to the steering wheel, so because it's sporty, Alfa Romeo has sporty heritage, you need to change the gears very easy, so the gear stick needs to be very close to the steering wheel. And the black leather is amazing, very beautiful. The back seats are a very good size as well for adults, so easily 2 adults can sit on the back seats. Again, the dashboard and the steering wheel looks absolutely fantastic, amazing. Very beautifully made inside as well. You can see the mirror is fixed to the dashboard, so this is very nice touch and looks very cool, of course. The windshield is very, very beautiful, very precisely made and exactly fit the car, so it's absolutely amazing, astonishing car from every angle. But really this combination, silver and black interior, looks absolutely amazing. Alfa Romeo 2600 on the boot, and this chrome surrounding the number plate looks absolutely beautiful. The lights are very nicely, rear lights are very nicely made as well, with this chrome surrounding, again the chrome bumper on the back, very beautifully made. So the car looks absolutely beautiful from every angle. 2-door Spider convertible for 4 people. It's just beautifully made car. Again inside, again the steering wheel, the dashboard, the gear lever is very near, again I'm gonna say, to the steering wheel. So there are some dials and buttons inside. The car is absolutely stunning. So guys, I hope you liked the video about Alfa Romeo 2600 Spider Touring. If you like, please subscribe my channel and see you next time guys. Bye!